Hi there, and good morning. I want to talk to you this morning about um, planning and creating two pieces of artifacts that go with your planning commentary, task one. The first one we're going to talk about is Part C, Instructional Materials. And I'm looking at the artifact chart. I think this particular one is from middle grades English, but they're all almost exactly the same when it comes to the instructional materials. So no matter what handbook you're in. So Part C, Instructional Materials, this is a file that you would create, not a folder, a file. So it's like a one Word document. Um, Actually, what I have students do is create it with a document and then save it as a PDF when they're finished. And all of your instructional materials are going to go on one file, tells you here, and you have to have one. So whenever you see this minimum of one file, maximum one file, that means you have to have one file. Imagine. You cannot have more than 5 pages of instructional materials per lesson. So if you've got 3 lessons planned, then that's a maximum of 15 pages. And some of um, the pages, so sometimes you use materials repeatedly throughout, like you might use a very similar exit slip or graphic organizer throughout the instructional, the learning segment. If that's the case, you only need to put it once in those materials. And when they say 5 pages, no one you could maybe have 7 pages for lesson one and 3 for lesson two, right? So it doesn't have to be exactly 5 for each. Just they take 5, multiply it times your number of lessons, and that's how many pages you get. All the materials again are on one document, one file, and then you want to label them lesson one and lesson two, instructional materials at the top. And you want to order them as you're used in the learning segment. So let's just look at one example. Here's someone who's got lesson one. She kind of explains the support. She's got a screenshot or a photograph of it. She's embedded into a Word document. She noticed that she has not activated this link. That is because your links, even when you're using websites as part of your instructional materials, your scorers cannot click on those to go view them. So the evidence, if you've got a website or something like that, then you need to unlink the link. You can give the web address if you want to, but really just having a screenshot of the web address might be appropriate. I think what this person is doing is just giving credit of where she got the material. Um, and then so you can just see how she's kind of giving a little explanation. And even that's not called for. I think that's kind of going above and beyond, but you can see how nice it is. Now here she did leave in a link, but it doesn't count against her to have the link. The condition code is given when the link is given in place of the actual evidence. So the scores give condition codes when they can't score something because of, and then they give a reason. And one of those reasons might be that a student just puts the link. So let's pretend like you can't cover it. Let's pretend like you can't see this picture here, but you can only see the link. In that case, that would be a condition code. Now here she knows that the score can't go to this video, so she just opens the video and does a screenshot of it. Again, she's done this here, and so this is a very good one. I've got, I think, another example to show you here. This is a little bit more simple, but it's still very good. She's got the video. Instead of giving a screenshot, she describes it. her smartboard slide, the cubes that she's using, the worksheet that she's using. So she's got all this. The only thing that I would say to improve this one is that I don't think she put up here. Yeah, she did. I'm sorry. I'll stand corrected. I was looking to see if she had put instructional lesson day 1 and all that. So instructional materials day 2. Scorers aren't picky about how you label your pages, but so the reason this evidence is here, because one of the things that you'll see is that it says key evidence. So you need to submit key evidence. And key means it's important. So you wouldn't give them a picture of all the materials. Like, for example, some materials we use all the time, like a pencil or crayons, something like that, may not be what we would consider a key instructional materials. So as you're writing your commentary, you're going to be making certain statements about the quality of your instructional planning. And when you do that, you want to be able to see as seen on, and then you're going to refer to my instructional file, page, page 1 or page 3 or lesson 3, something like that. Now, there's always some kind of confusion about whether or not something is an instructional material or if it's assessment material. And the confusion comes from the fact because so many of our instructional activities, the teacher is informally or formally assessing those. In which case, you just have to think about how are you describing it in your planning commentary. Are you referring it as instructional? If you're referring to it as both instructional and assessment, then what I would do is that I would put it in the assessment file because the assessment file has unlimited pages. Um, it's just really doesn't matter. It doesn't need certainly doesn't need to be in both, and you just really have to kind of make the decision where it goes. Now, this artifact chart is in the back of everybody's handbook. It's around the back. I wish if they would redo the handbooks and that they would put these at the very beginning of the handbooks. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you soon.